I was gonna film a followers choose my hair colour, but because Donald commented the one with the most likes was the Ireland flag one, so yeah, that comment obviously got over 1,000 likes, but I'm clearly not going to be doing that. And I didn't want to do anything that would piss off my hairdresser for when I want to get ginger extensions. If you've dyed your hair blue before, you know how hard it is to get out, and when it washes out it starts to fade to green. So I'm not going to be doing that either. I'm assuming hairdressers will be open in like a month or two, and by then the blue wouldn't be washed out, and I want to get ginger extensions. So instead I let my friends choose my hair colour. All my friends basically said the same thing because they don't want to be mean to me, and they also know that I want to go ginger. So Joanna wanted me to go orange, and then my friend Evan sent me a TikTok of Rebecca Black's hair. She has like bleach fringe and ginger at the back. I've compromised and decided to do ginger at the back and then orange bits at the front. I'm gonna do the fringe first because that takes about 5 minutes longer, and you also have to wet it, and I don't want to get the rest of the hair wet while there's dye in it, if that makes sense. Oh god, I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, my mom's calling me.
I love the t-shirt.
Thanks.
What are you eating?
Yogurt.
It's nice. You love this story, Keelin. This dream I had. You know me, my dreams are really obvious.
Yeah.
So basically, it was some sort of a party. Now, this was half the dream. Another dream was I put him sent in an oven when he was a baby to cook properly. You know, it was at a party, right?
Yeah.
So you were only a baby, say about 9 months old.
Okay.
Like all my dreams, you know, they're really obvious, see-through.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was loads of people there, and I think Sensha, Ellie and Saoirse probably would have been the ages they are now, but for some reason you were in someone's arms. You
okay.
know, 9 months old, say.
Okay.
So basically I was there and trying to get hold of you, and you know.
So this is obviously because after the conversation we had the other day where I said I felt excluded.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Oh, you're doing your hair now?
Yeah.
Oh, and is that washy outy?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Oh, the colour is so beautifully orange. Jeez, I might do that. Keelin, I might do that myself when I go to Berlin for the weekend.
Oh, what? Ma, you fucking legend.
So what are you doing today besides dyeing your hair?
I'm doing more apartment viewings. I went for an apartment viewing 3 yesterday, and there's 2 today.
That's great.
Yeah.
So there's loads on the market.
Oh, loads, and all the prices are negotiable because it's the renter's market at the moment. Like, we viewed a penthouse yesterday that was within our budget.
I saw the photo of your street on Instagram with the sunset. It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, that's you know, Caroline Flack lived in that apartment that's across from me.
Well, look, that's good that you know what you want and don't settle for less. Like fellas, you know, don't settle for less.
Yeah, like fellas. Yeah, but if I got a balcony, I'd probably take up smoking again. Otherwise, it's a waste.
What's that now you have? Is that toner you have?
No, this is the colour for the back.
Oh, what colour?
Ginger.
Oh my god. How's work? And did you get a new film idea?
Well, I have loads of film ideas, yeah, but I just like cut out the part.
Okay.
I'm writing screenplays all the time, so like it's not a huge deal. Just at that moment in time, because it was the only thing that was like keeping me going, I had a sort of a mental breakdown about it.
Yeah. And come here, what was I going to say to you? I was going to say something else.
Oh, I'm going to come back in April as well.
Oh, good.
I'll probably stay for like 3 weeks, because I want to go down to Galway as well if it's allowed.
Oh, I love that. That'd be great.
And I want, you know, be with Ellie before she moves to Berlin.
Keelin, we're going.
Okay, see ya. Love you. As I was saying. Okay, so the first question was, how's celibacy treating you or something? And obviously I talked about that in a podcast where I'm doing voluntary celibacy, but I was kind of being satirical about it. I'm not actually, like, it's kind of more incel vibes because of lockdown. I physically cannot have sex with anyone. I mean, if the offer was given to me, I was allowed, I would definitely jump at the opportunity to get my hole, do you know? I'm not doing voluntary celibacy. It's more involuntary. I would love to have sex with someone, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said I didn't now.
But remember that both your parents were born in England.
What does that mean then?
Should mean something, that you're probably even entitled to citizenship.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Come here, did you start watching It's a Sin?
No, I've been too busy. I haven't had a chance to. Yeah.
Alright, love.
Alright.
Talk to you later.
Love you. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer now for 25 minutes. So the celibacy, have I found it hard at any point? That was the question. Definitely yes. And it's not even like the pleasuring part, because obviously I have a vibrator. It's just like I want to feel someone's warm weight on top of me. And I would absolutely love to kiss someone. Good, like, tongue sesh. Do you retouch or airbrush your photos? No, I I think I used Facetune when I was like 19, but I don't airbrush my photos at all, no. I use Lightroom to edit them. Is starting an OnlyFans worth it? No, I think there's a huge difference between individual empowerment and systemic empowerment, and I was wrong in what I was saying. When I first started one, I was proclaiming that it was a really empowering thing to start an OnlyFans because you're taking power of your body and capitalizing on your own body and taking from the man sort of thing. But I was incorrect in saying that because not everyone feels that way, and obviously you're perpetuating the whole like the pleasing a man role. So maybe it was an individually empowering for me, and it could be individually empowering for you, but it's not systemically empowering for the whole of like feminism and in the name of feminism. So I take back my word and retract all my statements from when I first started on OnlyFans. I didn't find it empowering at all. Actually, it had a detrimental effect on my mental health and the relationships with my family. So I would take it back if I could. I did make a lot of money from it. Not gonna, that's the only like positive. What was your career awakening? So I was thinking about this the other day. I watched Skins when I was 10 because my brother was 16 at the time, and that's when Skins came out, or it was showing on our Irish TV, and I used to stay up when my parents went to bed. My brother would like sneak me downstairs so that we could watch it together, and like he'd smoke a joint and watch it with me, and I was literally 10. So anyway, yeah, the episode with Emily and Naomi, I was like, why do I feel like this? So that was my career awakening. The best one ever, and I'm still confused about my sexuality. Favorite Lucas Hedges performance / film. This is a really hard one. I had to think about this a lot last night. I think it would have to be Boy Erased. He's such a variety. Like, he's just so versatile. He can do any role. He's literally the most perfect human on the planet. I'm not really a stan of loads of people, you know. I never imagined myself as a person who would stan over someone, but I love Lucas Hedges so much to the point where I don't want to meet him in case I'm disappointed. Like, that's how much I love him. Yeah, and I'm actually scared if he ever meets me as well, because I'll just be so weird. And thank God he doesn't have Instagram as well, because some weird shit has happened to me in London where you find out you have like a mutual friend with someone. Like, I literally am one person away from Clairo, so it's not like so ridiculous to think that someday she might see my story or see a picture of me. Like, it literally could happen. The chances are slim, but it's not no chance, you know? So, like, the way my life is going at the moment, it wouldn't be out of the norm for Lucas Hedges to stumble across something that I've done. I just like I'm manifesting things by accident. So thank God he doesn't have social media, because I'm being such a creep on my story. Like, my bio for a while on Instagram was literally Lucas Hedges' biggest fan. So yeah, I'm a huge stan. I love everything he's done, to be honest. The first thing I saw him with was Moonrise Kingdom, and that's one of my favourite movies, Wes Anderson film, and he was like a little kid. Yeah, I love him. Anyway, the next question is who you loving? So I've talked about this a lot in podcasts as well, how I always feel like I have to conform or change myself to kind of like fit the male gaze or impress someone that I fancy, if I'm talking to a female or whatever gender. But at the moment, because I don't fancy anyone, I don't feel stress about anything that I'm uploading or like doing on the internet. I literally am so carefree. If I was texting someone right now, I wouldn't be putting up videos of me with my hair like this. And I found that I'm a lot more productive because I'm not thinking about them or like checking my phone every 5 minutes to see if they've texted me. I think the longer it's going on, the more I'm like distancing myself from the outside world, because now even if someone does try to text me, I'm literally like, I'm too content with my life at the moment. I don't want to jeopardize that, so I'm just not going to reply. And then late at night, I'm like watching movies on my own. I'm like, fuck, it would actually be so handy if there was someone, you know, rubbing my scalp right now. At that moment in time, I was loving being single, but obviously that's because there was bountiful distractions going. I had great friends. I was able to go out, like shops were open. It was sunny. I wasn't even thinking about a romantic partner. I could have had casual sex if I wanted to. But see, the thing is, now I'm in isolation. I was a lot of time spent on my own, a lot of time on my phone, like watching romance movies where it's just like an unrealistic representation of what relationships are actually like. Yeah, it's really exacerbating the loneliness for me, you know, being in isolation. So at the moment, I don't like being single, but I also don't like anyone. A bit of a conundrum that I'm in, but I'm sure a lot of people are in that position as well. So even if I wanted to do some sort of witchcraft love spell, I couldn't, because I literally don't have anyone I could do it on. I know you have similar videos on your YouTube, but could you do a video about crystals? I wanted to address this as well because I'm obviously interested in spirituality, but I wouldn't give myself the entitlement of thinking that I have the right or enough knowledge to teach people about it, because I would have no idea what I was talking about if I was to go on the internet and talk about crystals. So I know there's a lot of other people that you can get fine information from. I personally have no idea what I'm talking about, so don't take any information from me. I'm not trying to be a spirituality influencer. I'm interested in spirituality as a person. I don't want to hide that from the internet. I don't want to like hide parts of myself, but at the same time, I don't have the right to educate people on it. And like the sex spell that I did, I did a sex spell at the start of summer. I did it like as a joke, even though I did end up kind of like actually having sex with some people on the list. But that video was a joke, and I think people took it really seriously because like other people were out doing it too. So, and that's why I haven't done a video on like manifestation or anything, because there's loads of stuff that I haven't been able to manifest in my life yet that I actually want. So until I'm able to do that, then I'll make a video on like law of attraction if I think that it fully is like working on me, or like my methods were working. Just at this moment in time, I don't know what I'm talking about. So next question, are you lonely? Yes. I got loads of questions about this, or to give my opinion on the Olivia Neal situation. So obviously she's so young. She's literally so young. She's gotten a huge following over such a short period of time, so she's definitely not used to the amount of traction that she has at the moment, and maybe doesn't know how to deal with like the amount of tension she has and that sort of thing. It was very like quick fame, and I know a lot of people like the TikToks and stuff that people are, and the memes that people are making are funny. Like I think being mean in the name of humor is somewhat justifiable, but what you don't understand is the longer that it goes on, you don't see what's behind the scenes. Like that's only the tip of the iceberg of like hate that she's getting. Because I know for myself, if you ever get hate, and it's like there's public hate and then there's private hate where like you're getting death threats in your messages and no one sees. And I do think that influencers should be held accountable for wrongdoings and that sort of thing, especially if she was lecturing people on lockdown and for people to stay at home and stuff. But at the same time, she is only a human, and just because she has a large following doesn't mean that she's some sort of perfect civilian now, or like pristine saint. Like obviously she's gonna fuck up, and she's so young as well. So I don't think she deserves the hate she's getting, but I understand it, if that makes sense. And to answer the question, would I do coke with Olivia Neal? Absolutely. This is what's my toxic trait. I can be a bit selfish. I could feel sorry for myself a lot. Yeah, I could indulge in self-pity the odd time, getting caught up in drama for absolutely no reason. I think that a lot of that stemmed from like boredom and loneliness, is like a lot of the time where I like get interested in drama, and then probably like oversharing on the internet. A lot of stuff I regret saying on the internet, like I shouldn't have, I should have respected a lot of other people's privacy, like not just my own. I think everyone has an evil side to them. Yeah, the odd time I can just catch myself, well, Emer like calls it out a lot of the time, but like just sometimes I just do things that and then in retrospect I'm like, what was I doing? It didn't benefit me, it didn't benefit anyone involved. I'm trying not to be, so I think that's the most important part. I think self-delusion is a really bad toxic trait that some people have, and I don't necessarily think that I'm an impeccable person. I don't think I'm a saint at all. I definitely have fucked up a lot. Also, I can be a bit emotionally removed, where that if like someone else is upset, I literally can't cope with it, that I have to like remove myself from the situation. I have done a lot better with that too, but you know, I just have a real like suck it up attitude, and I used to be like that to Ellie and Saoirse when they were kids. I'd literally be like, why the fuck are you crying? Like, stop crying, get thicker skin. What's your dream threesome? Claro and Lucas Hedges. I describe lockdown as a smell. I think maybe petrol, because to begin with, like, it smells kind of nice, the prospect of it, but if you sniff it for too long, it kills your brain cells. Something I love about life, watching other people fall in love. Friends that I have made and introduced to each other all love each other now as well. I love that my mom can call me whenever she wants. I love that I'm able to make friends really easily, finding new music. I love dyeing my hair. Do you know how to play any instruments would you want to learn? I know kind of how to play guitar. I can't play an F chord. Is that what it is? The one where you have to have your finger up against the whole fret. I can't do that because my hand just like isn't strong enough to do that. So I can't play a lot of songs because I'm literally just incapable of playing that chord for some reason. I played drums for like a few months once, but that was like 3 years ago. So I'd love to pick that up again, because I think it would just be such a hot instrument to be able to play. It's not feasible because you'd have to have a huge space to be able to own a set of drums. Otherwise I'd have to rent a studio to play them or practice. I also played violin for a while, for like 2 years, but my violin is at my parents' house, so I can't practice. The last question is, what did your most recent tarot reading say? So I'm gonna read my tarot cards now, actually. Oh, there. The one I did the last time was kind of bad. I got the Three of Swords, and it was a love reading, and the Three of Swords in a love reading is literally the worst card that you can get. I'm gonna do a love reading again. I got Queen of Wands for me, I got Ace of Swords for the potential partner, and then I got Nine of Wands for the relationship. So the Queen of Wands does resonate with me a lot, that card. I used to think I was more Empress card, but that was just what I wanted people to see me as. But I am more Queen of Wands, because Queen of Wands is like chaotic, energetic, vivacious, strong, courageous, passionate, funny, independent, confident, optimistic, outgoing, assertive, chaotic, hot-tempered. I'm not that hot-tempered though, I don't think. I do kind of throw tantrums, but more like give people the silent treatment rather than like start a fight. And then it also says motherhood, fertility, a lot of balls in the air, helping others, organizing your life and taking charge. Okay, so that's pretty positive. If you're single, the Queen of Wands can indicate that you will meet someone who embodies the qualities outlined in the above section, and you are displaying some of those characteristics yourself in your love life. This card can also indicate that you're ready to go out and meet someone new. You have the right balance of independence, fun and sexiness. Be confident in yourself. People will be attracted to you. That's good. Okay, that's positive. Ace of Swords. New ideas, new plans, intellectual ability, victory, success, mental clarity, clear thinking, breakthroughs, ability to concentrate, communication, realizing truth, vision, force, focus, intensities, stimulating people and environments, new beginnings, new projects, justice, assertiveness, authority, making the correct decision. If you're single, the Ace of Swords indicates that you may meet someone soon who will connect with you on an intellectual level, or with whom you share a similar mindset or attitude. You can communicate easily with this person, the conversation will flow, and you will find their company very stimulating. That's exactly what I want. I want someone who would like invigorate my life rather than inhibit it, you know? So this was drained of energy, close to success, persistence, perseverance, learning from past failure, gathering your strength, fight your corner, last stand, guarded, wounded, expecting trouble, holding out, not working out his plan, setbacks, strength of will. Oh, it says I'm still wounded from a string of relationships that didn't work out how you wanted, and these wounds are preventing you from finding the happy and healthy relationship you deserve. It may feel like you will never get past this, but you were so close. Don't give up on yourself. Just make sure the next person you allow into your life is worthy of your love, and guard your heart until they've earned your trust. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, pretty accurate there. I'd also like to say with the Olivia Neal situation that I don't know if she's like brought out an apology or anything, but I think that people not forgiving or accepting her apology is inhibiting the allowance of progression of society, and I think it's just doing the backwards thing, especially from like a liberal's point of view. A lot of like stubborn liberals on the internet, literally like someone could apologize for doing something wrong and then evolve and learn from it, and they'd still be like, well, no, you did a shit thing. Obviously with COVID, it's not like ingrained in our moral system that we shouldn't socialize with other people, like, so it is going to be very difficult for people to fall into that habit, if that makes sense. So it's completely circumstantial that the situation we're in is unprecedented, so obviously it's going to be a bit harder for people to not go out with their friends or like meet people the odd time, especially if you're at that age, because you just can't see the future implications that it has on the rest of the world, because it's not immediate and it's not like right in front of your eyes, if you know what I mean. Like for example, you know that if you touch fire you're gonna get burned, but if you like meet up with your friends you don't see what kind of domino effect that has, so it can be a bit more difficult for people. So yeah, I'd say that if you are like giving her stick, if she doesn't apologize, give forgiveness and allow her to progress as a human. Like, don't just inhibit her, otherwise she'll just retract within herself and be scared to do anything else ever again. Or like, people make mistakes, you know. And remember, like, she's a human, everyone fucks up. Okay, I'm gonna go wash this out. So this is the finished color. I don't know, I have no idea what the back looks like, but I want it because I hate the length so much, because obviously my mullet is like half growing out, so there's like layers and it's also a bob. I wanted my hair to look good when it's tied up, because when it was blonde, it was really obvious when it was tied up, all the bits that I hadn't bleached properly and the bits that were like blonder than others. With it all ginger, it looks so cool with the orange when it's tied up. Look. But I'm so happy. And then when I get my extensions in, I'm gonna go dark auburn.